Hello, and welcome to another Houdini tutorial. Today we will be working on our brick toy. We will continue the work, and this is part 6, testing the digital asset. So, step 1, using the tab key, we're working on a single brick over here. Using the tab key, we're going to search for Squab geometry test. So we're just going to place that there. And that's at the origin already. And now we're just going to dive in. We're going to set the scale to 3. And we're going to set the translate Y to 1.5. And now we're just going to hop back up to the object level just so we can move this guy around a bit because he's kind of all over our brick toy. So just move you over a little bit more, and that's just fine. Alright, now we can go on to step 2. Back here, we can right click on the output and type in Brickify. And actually, we're going to use Brickify copy here since Brickify was from the original. So let's just delete this, right click, Brickify, click on Brickify copy. And since this is going to be the first time you're doing this, you don't have to make a copy of everything like I do. You can just stick with Brickify and go from there. And so now we're going to go set our display flag on the Brickify. And you can see that we've now got our mandrel UV textured brick toy seahorse or whatever. Now we're going to move on to step 3. So if you actually pay attention to the parameters within this Brickify node, you can see that they have all the parameters that we set earlier in step 5, or rather in part 5. And so rather than having this as a rubber toy, we can set to a custom shape, and now we can see that our squab has now taken on this brickish texture. And now it has the UV texture map all over it. We could even change it to a color if we wanted to. And you can see that our menus enable and disable just as we liked. But for now, we're just going to stick to the texture. And it also moved up a little bit higher because it's also adapting the match size node that's within its geometry. Actually, if we look in there, we can see that we have a match size right here, and that's justifying it above the Y plane. So we'll just hop back up and move on to step 4. So selecting this node, the test geometry squab node, we're going to go to Assets, Edit Asset Properties, and choose on Test Geometry Squab. And now we're going to go to Extra Files, and you can see that we have squab diffuse.jpg. We're going to save it as a file within our text folder. I already have it saved here, so I'm not going to save it a second time. But if you don't have it saved there, you're just going to navigate to your text project or to your text folder, and you're just going to save it in there. So no need for me to save it because I've already done that. So now if we go back to our Brickify copy and then we click on File, we can choose on Squab Diffuse, click Accept, and then you can see that UV's texture is taken over by the proper colors that we wanted to assign to this squab. And that texture map has been applied to it. So now we can go back up to the object level and we can name this as Squab. I'm just going to call this Squab 1 or Squab 01. And we're just going to call this Rubber Toy 01. Alright, Control S to save our work, and that's all for this video. I'll be out with the last part as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.